Hey guys, it's D from Team DKM giving you a deck profile on the new Silver Thorn Palemoon deck. Palemoon is, this Silver Thorn deck is pretty fun. Well, let's get right into it. So the starter is, I can't even pronounce her name, Ileona? Lonia. But what it does is that it 4 runs, and then whenever a Silver Thorn, and if it boosts a unit with Silver Thorn in its name, you can look at the top 2 cards and then soul charge one of them and put the other card in the bottom of the deck, which is really good because it helps you filter and improve the quantity of what's in the soul, because that's pretty much Palemoon's unique quality. And for triggers, I start with one of this draw trigger from set 3 called Rainbow Magician. The reason why is because I'm filtering from my starter's effect. I might hit a couple of normal triggers to the bottom of the deck, and it would be nice if I can if there's a possible way for me to shuffle my deck and I get a soul charge if it hits, because when it boosts and it hits when it hits a Vanguard? No, when it hits period, I soul charge one and I shuffle it right away. Not at the end of the turn, but right away. And I'm running this one because it's a draw trigger, because there's not a lot of hand advantage in this deck, but which is fine. But I can find, because when you soul charge a lot, when you soul call, it hits more. You hit for more hit attacks. So I run one of this draw, then I run 4 draw Silver Thorn draw triggers, then I run 3 crits, 4 Silver Thorn crits, and 4 heals. Standard aggressive with an extra draw. For grade 1, I use Irina, because Irina has the same effect as, similar effect as a starter, however, but it's only when you call it to Vanguard, Rearguard, or when it's called period, you soul charge, check the top 2 again, put 1 in the bottom, and then 1 in the soul. And I really think this is like one of the best cards in this deck for a grade 1. So you put 4, because you can improve the quantity of the soul. Next, I run 3 of Anna. What Anna does is that if it boosts a unit and the attack hits a Vanguard, remember it has to hit Vanguard, not on hit, just Vanguard, you counterblast 1, and you can soul call 1 unit from the soul until end of turn, and you put it back, and you run 3. The reason why I run 3 is because a lot of my opponents are not going to let it hit, and I think that Irina is a lot better for early game. And if you run 4, I mean, there may not be any good targets in the soul at that time. Next, I put 3 10k attackers, because 10k attackers are awesome. That's self-explanatory. And for the new perfect guards, because it's awesome, and perfect guard's a perfect guard. Next up, I run, for my grade 2s, I run 4 10k vanillas. That sounds self-explanatory. Next, I play 4 12k attackers. 12k attackers are awesome. Enough said. And it's also a great unit to soul charge in there off the effects. Off these 2 effects. It's a great card to call because it's a 12k attacker. And this one I use Mauricia. Okay, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering the names. I am not literate right now. And what it does is the same thing as the grade 1. Where is it? Same thing as the grade 1. This one, but when it hits, this is when, if it is an attacker, and if it hits, soul call, counterblast 1, soul call, and pick a unit. And then grade 3s, I run 1 regular Silver Thorn Dragon Tamer Liqueur, for the main reason that this card is so fucking overhyped, sorry for my language, that people jacked up the prices to like $30 something, and I'm like, no, just no. And I was only able to trade for 1, and that's fine. That's fine. I can live with 1 because of all the filtering I'm doing, because of that and this. At some point, I'm gonna be able to get it. At some point. And if I don't, I ride it, and worst case scenario, it's not in the soul. That's the only thing. I would run 2. The max I would run is 2, because I really don't want to have this as my leading Vanguard. Yeah. And then next I run 3 Break Rides, because the 3 Break Ride's awesome. And what it does is that when it attacks, you soul charge. And when you get the Break Ride effect off, when this one attacks, put two cards into the soul, and then soul call two more units, and that's basically another column you can hit for. Next, I run 3 Dragon Tamer Liqueur reverse, and you guys know what it does. You lock 1, limit break, lock 1, counterblast 1, soul call 1 unit, and that unit gets 5k. Remember, but with the kicker is that unit stays on the field unless otherwise retired. And I didn't notice that till a couple weeks ago, and I was like, crap, it stays. So I'm gonna keep this. So I decided to build this deck, and but you know, took this one to locals. I beat Revengers. Holy crap, guys! I beat Revengers with this because my opponent was afraid of the on-hit effects, getting hit again. You know, that kind of shaved off his hand, as well as, and when I do pull out those soul calling, I hit his rear guard, so he could not be able to, he didn't have enough hand nor units to pull off Raging Form's effect. And yeah. Alright guys, this is my deck profile. Leave your any comments or tips below. See you guys.